Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move!
James with no regard for human life.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Iverson against Gill. The crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
Greetings and salutations, Sneaker History family. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Robbie, chilling here with my two main men. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good, man. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. It is a hot Monday, but it is a happy Monday. How are you, Robbie?
I'm good. I didn't say your names because our flawless editor is going to beautifully put your name with your Instagram handle below you. So they will quickly find out that it is Mike and Rohit here. If you're listening on the audio side, you're not going to see that little banner. So hooked you guys up there. Weird start, but here we are. It's going to be a great episode. It's a weird start for a weird episode. I've never been so wishy-washy on Jordan releases, and that's going to be our main topic today. But before we dive into it, we do have to go through the sneaker history, extravaganza that is Rockin' and Coppin'. So do you guys want me to start? Are you guys ready? Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Robbie. You start.
Yeah.
I'm excited because it's finally that time of the year where your boy gets to rock all white shoes.
Uh-oh.
So I think this is probably a 2017 or 18 Ultra Boost. I think it's the 3.0 or 2.0 pattern.
3.0.
Yeah, it's like the Mighty Ducks V-neck, like V, aka
Flying
the last
Flying
really
V.
good Ultra Boost. I won't buy another. I don't like any of them other than like the V1, V2, and V3. Outside of that, I have no interest. I know Mike got that like 2021 pair with like the funky cage and the funky heel. Miss me with all that. Give me just like the OG. I probably had 6 pairs of just like basic, either all white or black with the gold or black with the silver. Very basic Ultra Boosts because they are the perfect summer shoe. I love this thing. I will wear this a lot. Ugh, love that shoe. It's perfect, man. And it's like the prime knit, everything. Like I don't wear a lot of Adidas, but when summertime hits, the Ultra Boosts always come out to play.
Nice.
When it comes to Coppin, I'm struggling to think because I'm really not trying to copy anything new. I'm interested in a lot of things. I'm particularly interested in Mr. Trae Young because I did not think the Atlanta Hawks were going to beat the 76ers. And I love how his Trae Young shoe has like 3 mini stripes on it. There's no like big 3 stripes. It's a really little midsole triple stripe. And my homie did a really cool 7-Eleven icy design that's going to be coming out. So I got to support the homie Jay with that. Great job on the shoe. That's what I'm looking forward to. I did not see Trae Young doing this. Everybody's been saying that Trae Young Luka trade was a steal for Dallas, and it's like, well, one dude's taking your team to like the Eastern Conference Finals, so that's pretty amazing. It's just amazing how brands can know when somebody's going to pop off. Sometimes they don't always get it right, but this was like the perfect time. Like this signature shoe was coming out in the works, 8, 9, 10 months ago. And it just so happened to release when he's killing it in the playoffs. It's cool to see like how many times does a new signature shoe from a new athlete have like this big of like shine. It's a really cool moment for Trae Young. So
big stage.
Bald boys represent. What's up?
No, I was just going to say the heartbreak of a Donovan Mitchell run that was cut short is kind of okay because Trae Young is rising to that ascendancy.
He's making a run.
Trae Young because he's climbing that ladder.
What about you, Mike? What are you looking to rock and cop?
Rocking, I had to. Like you said, summertime. So, hey, I broke out Gel Light 3s. This is from a very underrated pack that no collab is. ASICS did a Karumatsu pack. It's something to do with Japanese New Year, floral designs, and some of the softest suede I've ever just seen. Again, in basic GR shoe. Copies from Sneaker Politics. Dude, I bought these last Thursday. They showed up Friday evening on my doorstep. Like, even the shoe was awful. Just the shipping was solid. So Sneaker Politics, shout out to them because that was just crazy. Coppin.
The Shoe Fairy delivered it. That wasn't a delivery.
It's like they just dropped it from like the drone just dropped it from the sky.
Are they based out of Houston?
No, they're in New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
So we're next door, kind of, but at the same time, I'm like, how did you guys pack that and ship that sucker out in a day? And I didn't pay for anything extra, normal basic shipping. So I'm not mad at that.
Maybe it was the karma of the Cosmic Unity saga evening itself out because that took you forever and a day to get.
I at least age six years by the time I got that thing. But Coppin, I'm looking at a couple things like Robbie. I did buy one thing, but I'm gonna wait to show you guys. Y'all know, but I wait to show everybody else when I finally get it because my first pair of this shoe ever, and I just pulled the trigger on it. But I think the only thing I really caught my eye was it the T-Mac 2 in the St. Vincent St. Mary colorway I haven't seen pictures of.
All day.
They're doing the what's it called, the retro mod or resto mod, where this basically Protro, but they add bounce to the cushioning. So I saw pictures of that pop up. I think it released in Europe, but it hasn't released here yet. And that's one I've always wanted. So we'll see.
You make me want to bounce. Throw my hands up and bounce.
Roy, what you got?
So I wore the Kyrie 2 summer pack, which was a nice, almost khaki shoe. And yeah, Kyrie 2, I really like. I think it was kind of ahead of its time, and it didn't look like anything else. And it continued that Leo Chang tradition of a big strap over the shoe, much like the KD4. So that's what I was rocking. And then for what I was copping, I'm trying to think. Like, I just saw that Space Jam LeBron 8, that's official, right? Like, that's looking pretty intriguing. I'm wondering what other things do they have planned for that? Maybe they don't have anything at all, but the 8 is continuing its run of like, okay, these are dope colorways, and now they're dipping into a new colorway altogether because I think for the most part, the LeBron retros have always kind of gone back to OG colorways, had they not?
Yes.
Except for, I guess, even the Lakers 8.
Yeah, well, the Lakers, the Forbidden City, and then now the Space Jam one. They've taken a few and made new colorways, but for the most part, it's outshining the, was it 18, 19? What's out now? 18?
I believe the 18.
The 8's doing the work while 18's kind of hanging out. I'm sure people buying it, but the 8 you can't deny it.
So where I get caught up Rohit, I totally agree. It's a really great looking shoe, but 21-year-old Robbie likes that shoe. Like 31-year-old Robbie isn't going to wear that shoe. And I think that's where the LeBron line could be running into some issue, because I love that model. I would like happily be buried 6 feet under wearing that shoe. But that colorway is a little loud for like a grown ass man. Like, no shade on anybody else. There's going to be people older than me wearing that shoe. It's a great looking shoe. It's my personal style has drifted away from that louder basketball silhouette, unless it's like a grocery store run.
I mean, and I completely agree with you in that sense, because that Space Jam logo on the tongue especially is kind of out there and kind of feels, I'll use the term Walmart underwearish, where it's like that cartoony like designs that they used to put on your old Walmart underwear, because you had to get those because they were like $8 per pack. But yeah, just the overall black and gold motif I kind of like. And then I think because it represents the algorithm, which is Don Cheadle's character in the movie as the villain, I mess with it. But yeah, this is definitely one for the kid at heart and not necessarily the grown-ass man in the boardroom, so to speak.
I would have loved if they would have done. I mean, I know it's, they won't do it because they like to keep MJ and LeBron separate. But I've heard rumors that MJ makes an appearance in the movie, which kind of have to, right?
Okay.
But I would have loved if they just would have taken that LeBron 8, all black, made it Space Jam, like homage to the Space Jam Jordan 11. Or even like the LeBron 7, because they did the Heroes pack when they did the bread 11 on it. I would have loved for them to do that, but they really do have this thing about keeping those two separate, kind of keeping that argument alive of who's better. So we never will get something like that, probably.
Yeah, I mean, narrative will never be defeated. We always have to have that conversation until the end of time. And I think to the point that Robbie made, when we think about the Space Jam 11, there is nothing inherently cartoony about that shoe at all. It just happens to be debuted in a cartoon movie. Other than that, it's still very regal. It's very refined. And that is one that's destined to be paired with tuxedos and men's suits from now until eternity. So, yeah, I'm interested to see, is this going to reflect just the overall kiddie nature of the Space Jam 2, or are we going to get some of those kind of adult moments in the cartoons that we've kind of gotten used to in the last 15 years?
That's a great point to transition off of, but it's like Jordans happen to be in the movie that we're selling Nikes. This is Nike selling Nikes in the Nike movie with LeBron. So it's like a lot more Brandon. Rohit, do we have any reviews?
No reviews. Like, what is going on? Like, what do I have to do? Do I have to personally dip into my shoe collection and give somebody a pair of shoes? Because at this point, that's what I'm going to have to do, because we are reviewless now for what feels like the umpteenth week in a row. So listeners, take over your spouse's account, create a account in your child's name, in your nephew's name. Burners. Look, works for KD, works for sneaker history. Let's make this happen, because as much as I like that 4.8 that we're averaging right now, I need that to be a 4.9 by the end of the summer, and then hopefully a 5 by the end of the overall year.
Man, we get 5 new reviews. We can bring back Peloton Don, get them nice and sweaty right off the bike for you.
Yo, if we get 10 new reviews by the end of the summer, Robbie's doing a 12-month calendar of him and a Peloton and his cats and nothing else. You choose what you want to do with your imagination.
Man, that's not happening, but that'd be awesome. That would be fantastic. I thought about getting on here sweaty. That's why I was a little late to record tonight. I was getting my Peloton Donness on, and I'm going to show up sweaty.
He's looking lean and mean.
No. Looking lean and mean while also steadily polishing off the 3.5-pound bag of peanut butter M&Ms. So,
first of all, that's the biggest bag. Is that Costco?
Costco. Yeah. I meant to say peanut. They're peanut M&Ms, but yeah, it's a Costco 3.5-pound bag. There's no longer 3.5 pounds in it.
So it's really like a 6.
It's a solid 1.5 now. Let's put it that way. It's a solid 1.5. Okay.
Crush it.
Perfect.
Speaking of solid 1.5s, just kidding. But we have here the Jordan Brand 2021 Fall, which I find a little odd because we are not even in hot boy summer. We're in like medium boy spring still. It's like not even fully summertime, and we're already transitioning to thoughts about the fall. But I do believe we have about 12 different Jordans here. Some are not pictured. So I need to throw this one out there before we start going through this list because I think it is the shoe of the year. Hasn't released yet, but in my episode with Marco Henry, go check that one out. I allude to this shoe being the shoe of the year. It is that Lightning 4, man. Like the single most beautiful.
Are we getting it though? Are we getting it? Like I'm about it if it's coming out.
Like, am I going to physically acquire it?
Absolutely.
No.
Like,
they've been saying this bad boy's going to release for like the last couple of years, and is it actually going to see the light of day?
I can say definitively from sources that it is releasing. Like there is a release coming of this shoe this year. It's
August
like one of the
28th,
5. I think it's one of like the 5 most beautiful non-OG Jordans ever made.
It's fantastic, and I love 4s. 4s are my favorite Jordan silhouette, and I had the Thunders for a while, sold them. Now I gotta have the Lightnings. I've never had the Lightnings before, so come on, let's just make it happen.
Here's Boom. Thunder. Here's Lightning. Mike's gonna get caught up.
Yeah, my pocket's gonna be on fire. Like, I struck by lightning. What happened?
Tour yellows, I think, need to be up next, and I'm not the only person to think that. But if we're now going to have 2 of the 3 released, we need to get that third one. But as long as the materials are half decent, I believe I told you two this. I had to part ways. I had to sell off my Cool Gray 4s, the shoe I've wanted for equally as long.
I didn't hear this.
I must have just told Nick
this either.
in our one-on-one episode, but the materials were so shitty and it was built so poorly. I put them on to wear, and I was like, man, these are just off. Like I complained about my UNLV dunks feeling a little off. They're now broken in and they're fine, but these were like too far off. They were too far gone. Like I know Drizzy. I couldn't do it. I sold them for $8 over retail. Like I didn't make any money.
Yo,
I was like,
I just said $8 at first. I was like $8.
$8 over retail.
Hey,
somebody came
you
up.
did a community service at that point. $8 over retail. You made someone's day.
I was just pissed. It was like 8 in the morning. It went from taking them out of the box, putting them on, taking them off, listing them. They were sold literally 30 seconds later. Put them in a paper box to get shipped out. Yeah, I fulfilled the lowest ask on StockX.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I want these things gone. I don't care. That shoe was awful. So as long as these are not like that, we're Gucci. Make these a good shoe.
Fingers crossed, man.
Super fingers crossed. Double finger crossed.
All of them. Just like throwing gang signs at this point.
Ooh, definitely not.
No set tripping. Sorry, guys.
Not at all. I'm just taking a quick peek before we get all the way into these new ones to see if Sneakers has anything listed.
Okay.
And not anything other than what we have already about to discuss. So
I have a question for you, though, because one that I thought was supposed to be coming out this summer, maybe it's on his list and I just missed it. The convertible Jordan ones, the zip up, the ones that can like take the collar off. I haven't seen anything about those. Like that. I don't remember what they were. I saw a couple of videos of people buying them, and you can unzip them, have a low top, put the top back on. It's very 90s. I got these shorts from the Gap or Old Navy, and I can have shorts or pants kind of thing. And
so they've already released. Some have already released.
I didn't see anything on like Sneakers or anything. But I don't remember release, so maybe I just missed it. They were that bad.
It says here December 2020. But yeah, it's called the Jordan 1 Switch.
Yeah. 2020. I just watched the video the other day. People were like, I don't know what that's crazy. Okay. I don't remember anything on these.
Switch.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna
I just wondered.
There's definitely more coming, but
I don't want them. I just hadn't heard any, like they didn't have anything behind them. Like there's usually seems like something like that. There'd be more of a discussion from Nike and Jordan about them. These kind of if they released in December, that was the quietest release I've ever seen in my life.
Which doesn't make sense to me because they definitely like to hype up things. And my thought was if it was going to be released in December, there would have to be some sort of desire for a lot of people to want them. And I don't think you put a sneaker in the month of December just for it to quietly die out. That doesn't seem like Jordan Brand style.
No. I digress. I just wondered if it was on his list, and I just hadn't really seen it.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting shoe. It's not for me. I don't have much interest in it. I'm just going to wear a low top if I want a low top. And I've also come to the conclusion I like Jordan 1s to be high and Dunks to be low. So if I want a low top shoe, I'm going to throw a Dunk on anyway. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go into this 2021 fall preview from Jordan Brand. The first one I think is honestly the most likely to get copped, though the last thing I need in my life is another yellow shoe. It's the Air Jordan 1 OG High Pollen, which is a mix between like wheat and Laker gold, kind of like a sunflower. I like them, but I'm going to try my damnness not to buy them. I do not need another black and yellow or a yellow shoe in my life. What do you two think?
Well, I recorded this moment, so when you do text us that you bought them, I'm going to replay this to you. Remember that? I mean, they're cool. Only thing I kind of like, I mean, you had Rohit throwing the Woo up, so that's the only thing I can really. The Wu-Tang like color similarity is cool, but I have no need for them. Like a lot of the shoes on this list, nothing really sparked my excitement, except for a couple items maybe. But I can easily pass on this one. I'm fine without it.
No, I think of all the 14 shoes we're going to look at, this is the one that's most aesthetically pleasing to me, but it is a 1, so I know that it's going to be a little bit harder of a mountain to climb to get it. And yeah, if I get it, great, but it's one of those things where I'll get up in the morning, I'll put the bid in, and hopefully the Sneakers Fairy gives me a decision that I may regret to make in the future. But for now, yeah, okay, it's good, but moving on.
It's good, but It's not. That's the thing, though. I don't think it's a meh shoe. It's a very beautiful shoe. It's a great shoe. Just I think we're getting to the point where, like, where does this fit into my life as somebody who's been collecting shoes 20 years now? There's not a part in my life, but this can be a part of somebody else's life, and that's fantastic.
I agree. Someone else who wants to go for it. I have Jordan 1 fatigue. I haven't bought a Jordan 1 in over a year. Just I used to love Jordan 1s. It was my second favorite model after the 4. Now I really honestly can't stand looking at them half the time.
Yeah, I mean, I like your suggestion, Robbie, of letting some younger heads or maybe older heads that want to start up a collection again cook. But this would just kind of be relegated to the back row for, I think, all 3 of our collections. So we'll go ahead and be nice people and give it to the common man.
For the most part, that's a theme I'm feeling across this release is like, these are all great Jordans. I'm going to say this now so I don't have to say it every time we talk about an individual shoe. They're all great Jordans for either a man or woman, boy or girl, to find something for them. Maybe they've been wearing another brand. Maybe they've been wearing Team Jordans. Maybe they've been wearing Nikes. These are all great options for like starter shoes.
Agreed.
And that's not because like they're junior level, but it's just none of these are OG. Some of them are samples that are now releasing, but it's like this is a great way to get into wearing Jordans or these 12 releases.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
And not everybody's been in the game, so I hope we have new listeners. I hope there's new people coming into the addiction that genuinely care about shoes. So the next one up here probably also feeds into Mike's fatigue into the Jordan 1, but it's the OG High Electro Orange. This is a very awesome, interesting colorway. Again, it's not for me. Like Robbie's not going to buy it, but that's a good looking shoe. Like it's a good looking shoe.
Yeah. I think when we talk about the ones in this list, I kind of scrolled through them. I think this might be my favorite one, even though people are disappointed it's not the quote unquote Shutterback Board 4.0. I just like the fact it almost mimics the OG metallic pack. If that would have been a metallic pack orange, my whole statement would have changed. I was going to try to buy that. But other than that, I mean, with the fact you're going to have that black toe, resemblance, it's going to make it impossible to get for people. But I feel the same way you, Robbie. It's a great shoe, not for me. But I like the execution on this one when it's all said and done.
That's probably as vibrant of an orange as we're going to see on a shoe wall, and I think that's a good thing. But yeah, not to echo the sentiments too much of my previous 2 co-hosts, it's kind of been done before to Mike's point as well, Shattered Backboard 4.0 is a damning indictment in some sense. And if we do get that Shattered Backboard 4.0, it's just going to be even more regurgitation. And I think Jordan Brand can do better. But this is a good shoe. Hope somebody starts it. And I think we have yet another Jordan 1 right after this, don't we, Robbie?
The Electro Orange, where there is Electro Orange around the collar. I was watching one of Nightwing's videos, and he beautifully broke down how that area used to be softer foam padding to actually give ankle support and flexibility. So they would just like spray paint it. And that's why not literally spray paint, is a more technical word that he used. But that's why you see like the Union Jordan 1 mimicking OG Jordan 1s, because the OGs are now peeling and cracking where that paint was used in that softer area. Jordan 1s now, like these Electro Oranges, have a very hard ankle because nobody's really trying to go hoop in these. Like the performance need of a softer collar is no longer a factor. So I like that the orange is where it is, but I think it looks a little too, maybe it's just the lighting. It looks a little too hard and shiny. I like it to be a little softer there, or softer material. But yes, Rohit, we do have another Jordan 1. This is an OG High prototype. This is one I do like Jordan 1s with a twist. I think of like the Hyper Royal, and I sold those too. Those are gone.
Oh, dang, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're cool, but I like the Turbo Greens more, which also had a different thing of having SS Summer Spring 2019 written on it. These Jordan 1s have something different, and I think it's cool. What do you guys think of like this different look?
I don't mind a different look because I was a fan of the Biohacks. That was probably one of my favorite Jordan releases of last year.
I sold those too.
Dang, really? That's a good one. Now, only thing that's going to irk me about this shoe, and it has nothing to do about the shoe. It's going to be what some people do to it. Okay, if you scroll into, or if you zoom in on the picture, around the collar, they have a dotted line, look like a cut line. If I see all these people cutting this shoe just for the sake of cutting it, it's just going to frustrate me because I'm an old man yell at the clouds sometimes. But there's a cut line. If you look right underneath the strap on the wings,
I see it.
It's going to be done.
I see it.
It's going to be done, and I'm be like, why are you cutting this shoe? But it's not mine, so do what you want with it. I'm just, again, yelling at the clouds.
No, I mean, it's an interesting mishmash of styles. I mean, I almost kind of want to say this might be a quasi what the Jordan 1, because we are seeing kind of different combinations. And I wonder if that cutting of the top is meant to happen because it's such a dramatic shift from the rest of the shoe. But yeah, I mean, if people buy the shoe, they can do what they want with it. I'll abstain from this one just because I think it's a bridge too far for me, but it's a solid shoe. And like we said about the previous two Jordans, we know how to make Jordan 1s at this point, and we as consumers know how to buy them up.
All day. See that, Mike? That's why I was selling off those shoes. I just bought up so many of them, and I was like, I'm not going to get to these shoes.
Hey, look what that says, man. You're able to get your Kobe's, so that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's 100% how I paid for the Kobe's. I was like, okay, Biohacks, okay, Sport Royals, okay. I have like 18, 19 of you. I have 18 or 19 of you Jordan 1s, and I have 0 Kobe 5s. So let's just spin that around. And now I'm happy. And somebody else is happy because I sold them I think I sold them, I wore them literally one time. I think I sold them for, $240 on eBay.
Dang, I wish I wore.
I'm not trying to kill anybody. I just want them gone, man. I'm never trying to kill anybody on eBay. Shout out to my eBay page. I'm not going to link you to it. Go find it. But be fair.
Just know
if
the
you want
prices are good.
Gone, it's so funny when people are like, yo, I want top dollar for this shoe. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go buy it from anywhere else than you then. Like, I mean,
like a middle school principal, Robbie is tough but fair.
I am tough but fair.
Reflects that
I want the money. I want you to come to me instead of somebody else when I'm selling on eBay. So I have to incentivize you by having a little better of a price.
Hey,
it's okay.
Wrong with that.
This next one here.
No, not at all.
I think this next one's gonna have some resale value. It's another OG high, but it's a women's Seafoam. This is a great. I love this look, man. Like I love the pastel. I love like the embossed wing logo. It's a really good looking shoe. If it's a size 12, maybe talk to me. But what do you guys think?
I like it. it looks actually really like soft. I don't know why I can't really see it from like a product shot, but it looks almost like really nice leather on it. I think they're setting up women with some nicer kicks, and I really do appreciate them doing that. So I will leave this one to the women. I hope whoever who wants this gets it. I will say if it was a men's release and this was a few years back when this stuff was sit, I'll be all about it. Switch those laces out for just purely cream laces. We're in business.
See, I think the laces are perfect, and I think it's just the right amount of pop. And yeah, this is a fantastic shoe. I didn't even notice this on the initial perusing of the article, so apologies to that. But this is a quality shoe, and yeah, I'm jealous of the ladies once more because this is something I would probably fight for if it was readily available for all of us. But enjoy that, ladies.
Damn, I just saw Soul Savvy got $12.5 million in funding, not $2.5 million.
Oh, I thought you knew it was 12. Yeah, it's 12.5, dude.
Hi, Robbie.
Damn. No, don't. Do something cool with that. Do something cooler than that. Do something cooler than me with that. That's awesome. But this next shoe here, you can do something cool with this shoe. It's the Jordan 3 Racer Blue. Nick and I spoke about this. The elephant print looks off. What do you? I think it looks off. It looks weird.
It's way more pronounced than normal. I don't know what it is. I think the lines are just thicker. It looks printed almost as opposed to like pressed. I like the shoe though. I really like the combination, just the white subtle blue, the dark elephant print. Hopefully it's better in the hand, the elephant print. But other than that, if I'm able to catch this one for retail, I think I would. This is one of the few on the list I would really try my luck with.
Same. There's something about that royal blue on a 3 silhouette that always gets me. And yeah, the elephant print I could probably do without, but that's fine. I can live with that because this is a stunning shoe. And much like Mike likes the 4, I love the 3 in that regard. So this is a quality shoe, and this is one for sure. I will be asking people, hey, do you want to...
Let me get that entry, Playboy. Let me get the entry.
Hey, let me get that.
No, Birdman hand rub.
Racer Blue, Sport Blue. Sport Royal.
Blue.
There's so many blues. I got the blues.
And we get the blues, exactly, because we won't be able to cop one tier.
You can have my entry, definitely. You can for sure have mine. So this next one here, I would love if I don't know. It's a women's shoe, so maybe that's why I'm not so sold on it. But the women's Air Jordan 5 Shimmer, not shimmy, but shimmer. What's shimmer about it?
Yeah, I was to ask you, is there something I'm missing? Maybe the outsole. I see there's a kind of gum translucent. Maybe there's glitter in it. Or maybe in it, like the wings on. I don't know. Regardless, I think the shoe looks good. I think this is one of those shoes that will look better in a women's sizing because something like a size 10 and bigger in vachetta tan just looks like a loaf of bread. But I try to convince my wife to like these. Maybe she would want to buy them for herself because those are dope. I don't want them, but I think she would like them.
This is that Jordan 5 retro, right? Because it kind of reminds me of the Neymar wings on that shoe, like that spackle.
I see a lot of white, so maybe it's
I don't know.
Shimmer for that.
Wait, which one are we looking at? The 4 or 5?
The 4.
I thought we were looking at the Jordan. Oh, I could have sworn somebody said 5. No, I like the 4.
Shimmer Forgets.
I was going to kind of defer to Mike because he is the senior 4 correspondent, but
it's
I don't
nice.
mind the colorway.
Just in big sizes, that color is weird.
Really nice
in a big foot, like I say, size 10 and big, something all vachetta tan or veg tan, whatever you want to call it, just looks really weird to me. But they're still nice to look at in the hand, just not on my foot.
Yep. Let's just leave it that. And then that's good fiscal practices as well, in a sense, because it's like, I can admire this, but I won't buy it. And that's the best way.
Rohit, are you feeling okay? Because you missed correspondent there when referring to Mike.
Oh, dang, you left that one in the air.
I said senior 4 correspondent, but my bad.
He's our correspondent.
I'm the senior correspondent, if you didn't know.
Correspondent. The force is strong in this one.
I mean, the force is strong with you because you guys had premonition. You're using force insight to get to the Jordan 5 shattered backboard. So what do you think of that shoe?
Doo-doo sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, now that
What
exactly.
sandwich?
Doo-doo sandwich. You heard what I said.
No,
that looks awful.
It reminds me of those wafer.
Okay, Mike, go ahead. I defer my time to the gentleman in Houston.
Well, I mean, why did they I don't. If it would have just been a normal Jordan 5 with the, I'm not a big 5 fan, but I appreciate the design of it. Why did they put the cage on the ankle? Why?
You got to change it up.
For the worst way possible.
I'll speak on Joe. No, I won't speak on Jordan's behalf, but it's an interesting. I guess it's an interesting shoe in that sense because they are trying to do something different. I still maintain that the spike tips, so to speak, on the bottom of the shoe remind me of the Neymar 5 in a little bit, but I'm wondering if that's also 3M. But yeah, I'm not much of a 5 guy. Like the burgers, not really the shoe. So
it's reminiscent of those wafer cookies, like
that's exactly what it looks like.
The 3-piece. Yeah. I do like the color of orange through the midsole. I don't like how they still used the metallic, like the fighter jet metallic silver look.
Yep.
I think that's kind of dumb, but whatever. Next up here, the Jordan 6 Bordeaux. The Jordan 7 Bordeaux is one of my favorite Jordans ever. Full cap, full stop, full whatever the kids are saying nowadays. I love that shoe. This is like, I don't like how they've done this a couple of times with like the 6 and 7 flipper flopper.
How many years in a row have we gotten a Bordeaux colorway?
Enough to be bored by it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the obvious pun I was hoping you guys would make because... No, I mean, I like the 7 Bordeaux. I like it when we get it once every 2 years, or feels like we get it once every 2 years. But yeah, I don't know. Something about the 6 doesn't work for me in this Bordeaux colorway.
It's the tongue. With that translucent tongue, it just something about it just doesn't go, because if you cover it up, just like the Jordan 7, is that tongue's not as prominent. That's why it looks so good. I kicked myself when I used to work at Champs back in college when the Bordeaux came out. I guess is what 2011, 2010, whenever. I wish I would have bought them and kept them, but yeah, I'm not mad at it. It's just like you said, like the hair, like they did the Flints a while back as well. I see the idea, get some more people involved in the Jordan 6, because typically the 6 before pandemic times was the shoe that was 6 and 7 said a lot. So put some iconic colors on the 6, make it sell. But at this point, they can slap anything on a Jordan, they're going to sell regardless. So I don't know.
Yep. If they tap the right piece of mythology, I think you're absolutely right. Maybe this is a Jordan 6 shattered a backboard in the future, and then that's going to sell out as well.
I kind of lied because I realized once Mike brought up the hair, Jordan 6, I really did like that shoe. So
it was good. It was clean.
The hair red, it's not called hair red, but the red that was used on the hair around the window of the air bubble on the 6 hair looked so good. That was just a really good looking shoe. These next ones are on some Mr. T shit. I don't know what's going on with that. The Jordan 6 gold hoops. This is a over accessorized.
They were based on Jordan's earrings apparently, or his earring. That's what it's supposedly based off of. But without the gold accent hoops, the shoe's actually very nice. Wasn't there a low top back in the day that was that same kind of powder pink and white for women? Low top 6. I thought it was a 6. I could be making this up, but I swore I've seen this color in another women's Jordan 6. But I think it's a great color combination. Take the extras off. Great shoe for women. You don't have to tell that story. I'm sorry. Are we getting to a point where we're telling a story about Jordan's earrings? Like, we got to pull back and look at the drawing board again.
What they should do is tell Drake's story of, don't Michael Jordan still have his hoop earring in? You make a Drake shoe out of the Michael Jordan verse about his earring.
Wouldn't surprise me if it happens. Like, nothing surprises me anymore.
OVO 6. Yeah, if these don't sell,
like
watch
Drizzy's
the rebrand.
signature on the tongue, like,
and then they're going to be
sold. They made all their money back easy.
Yeah, instead of the Jumpman, they have the owl.
Hootie?
Does the owl have a name?
Ovi.
There we go.
I only want to be with you, Mike. I only want to be with you in that podcast.
If we're being serious, I think Ovi would be a really good name for the OVO.
It makes way more sense than my guess.
I like Ovi.
Yours was more entertaining, though, so you win. Now, this next shoe I think is really cool, and I love a good pair of Jordan 11 lows. Jordan 11 low, i.e. bread. That's really weird if like you don't know what we're talking about, i.e. bread. Like, is this guy talking about like etc. bread or like example bread?
That's like you said, I eat bread.
I thought you said I eat
do
bread,
that
so
too.
Okay.
What else am I going to put my cheese on?
We do it for all our listeners with celiac because we don't want you to get to that gluten. We will gladly take that sacrifice.
But man, this is a cool shoe.
Yeah,
well, I'm going to welcome this shoe with arms wide open because it's a Jordan 11. They tend to do well regardless how you want to wear them, and yeah.
Oh no, I was going to.
Yeah, what were you going to say, Mike?
Bring people back to 2010, 2011 when he's retroed again. When people are like, it's the IE. That was like the second or third time I've owned that pair of shoes. I beat them to mess every time I own them. I love this shoe. If they make the quality better than what the last couple retros were, I'm all about it. But all you people who are like, don't want it, y'all let me buy them, please. Let us three buy them and let us wear them.
These are definitely the top contender of like might be purchased. But like I had bread 11 lows. I have bread 11 mids. I don't know if I need a bread IE.
Trifecta. Again, you have to complete the trinity.
No, I don't think so. But I do think that somebody who doesn't have either one of those two other shoes is going to love this option.
Mm-hmm.
So
fantastic option.
For the millionth time in my life, do not go buy a pair of bread 11s. I saw somebody put an SOS out on Instagram for like, can somebody help me find the 2019 bread 11s? I'm like, yeah, anywhere. Just you got to pay that price they're asking for it.
Open your eyes and you'll see them.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, that's what I want to understand more of the SOS. Is it just the fact that you want to try to pay retail for them?
I think he's trying to accomplish this less
with your SOS
than what he sees for the shitty price that they are.
Buy a nice pre-owned pair.
I put a SOS out for those PJ Tuckers. I still paid over $500, but I didn't pay $800. So like SOS's work, just to degrees. Who knows? This next one needs a SOS as in help. Jordan 12 Twist. I don't know what it is. I think it's the red metallic eyelets I don't like.
This shoe, they could have just brought back the Rising Sun Jordan 12. Then why are they playing? They had the whole base here. Just bring the Rising Sun Jordan 12. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
No.
And Twist, I don't get it because the Jordan 1 Twist was the women's with like the panda, almost like the fur look to it. So it was like, oh, we took the black and white, put a twist on it. This was like, oh, we put some red stuff on it. Like, what are we doing here?
There are certain Jordans every season where I think, and this is once again just my opinion, I think it's an elaborate game of truth or dare where they're going to come up with the most lackadaisical design possible, and then they're just going to see, can we actually flip all of these? And yeah, they will. Because the bones of the shoe are very good. I love the 12. I really wonder what we're hoping to convey in terms of storytelling with this shoe. So I will leave it at that. It's a nice shoe. I will not get it.
So, Mike, I'm really happy you brought up that Twist Panda Jordan 12 because I forgot that existed. And with that information, you could look at this as like a twist on the cherry, but it's a bad twist. What you should have done is not make that crap so metallic. If you make it a flat red on the midfoot shank,
a little panel,
and then the eyelets, and even on the back, if you make that cherry red and you make it a lighter red, you have a really cool looking white and red. It plays off of.
I'm more about that.
But the metallic is, and it's. I'm gonna again bring up Nightwing. I've been watching a lot of his videos recently.
Shout out.
It's the metallic, the fake metallic material on there.
It's plastic with paint on it. So that's all it is. They don't do the metals. Which when I was a kid, sidebars, like I remember seeing the kid shoe. I had a kid 12 at the Cherry 12s, and they're the plastic eyelets. But I remember the adult side you saw. I just really wanted adult size so bad. I thought it was so cool. It had the silver metal eyelets on the top, and now everyone gets crap. So, all right.
Like, if you need to charge me $5 more, I'll pay for metal.
Yeah, they're going to charge us anyway. Like, give me something I want.
The next one looks especially bad. Rohit, what do you think of this Jordan 12 utility? Does it have any utility in your life?
It's a cautionary tale, really, more than a utility. And yeah, I'm going to take the high road once again and say the 12 is a lovely shoe. This particular colorway doesn't appeal to me. I just think it's just too black in a sense. And once again, the eyelets. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? I don't know. Like, I love the fact that we're getting more 12s. I dislike the fact that we're getting them in mediocre colorways. That's my opinion on the current 12s.
Yeah. I mean, the last good 12 to me was the Indigo 12, which I saw in an outlet. Mm-hmm. If it would have been a little cheaper, I would have pulled the trigger. But this makes no sense for me. I'll put it like that. I don't want to just bash it too bad. It just makes no sense for me. I live in Texas. It's not a market for us, for anyone who lives down here. You guys makes more sense in the cold, wet winter. But it's a no for me, dog.
This seems like a New York shoe. This is a shoe I think people wear out to a winter storm. And I mean that in the best way imaginable because it serves as a beater. And every rotation needs a great beater because it takes the pressure off your other shoes. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a lot of people's beaters, and I'm sure they will love it for that reason. But yeah, maybe that's the genius in naming it the utility pair because whatever you need to do, wear this shoe and you won't feel bad about it. But I'm sure they're charging us an arm and a leg, so I will say no more.
$220 easy. But I will say, it is better than the last utility or the winterized where it's nylon on the top. I will give this a heads up over that, but it's still trash.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being real, the shoe is pretty utility-like already. Like, the materials in an OG Jordan 12 don't typically leak. They are pretty damn durable. It's just, again, it's the fake metal. It looks so crappy next to that black leather. It's just like the fake pebbled look with the fake metal look. It's just like, too much fake. At least, though, to end on a happy note, we're ending on a high note. That was a weird way of phrasing it. But I think the last shoe here is pretty damn good. It's the Jordan 13 Obsidian. They remind me, obviously, of the Jordan 11 Win Like 86. No, Win Like 84, I believe. Yeah, the Win Like 84s. I wish I bought those. I could use a good white and navy pair of Jordans, and I think these could take their place, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I like these. This is probably the other shoe on the list that really kind of like intrigues me. I always like a good pair of 13s. 13 is one of the shoes, like, you really have to try hard to mess it up. They've done it a couple times, but for the most part, the 13 typically comes out really nice. And if this comes out the way it does, because this reminds me, there was a pair not too long ago that had a similar color palette with the navy and then the lighter blue on it. So I just like that color combination, especially with 13. You can almost do no wrong there. So I like it. Hopefully I can get it cheap.
Less is more, especially with the 13, and I mean that in the best way imaginable. It's a shoe that kind of rewards the viewer as you see it more and more. And I think this is yet another, I guess, positive trend in that tradition because, yeah, just simple. Pick your contrasting color with the white and just leave it be. Like, don't try to do too much with it. Don't make something vibrant for the sake of vibrant. And this shoe will do well, I hope. And I hope it inspires a similar aesthetic with the 13 going forward, where we don't have to get all 12 on every colorway for future release. It's just give us the simple stuff. And then when you do the fancy stuff, take lessons from the fact that what worked about the simplicity is what causes people to buy it.
Yep.
Big facts.
Robbie, I know you said this was the last shoe, but actually scroll down a little further. There's one more shoe. And we can call it a high note or a low note. Just depends how you feel about this one.
Oh, you're right. Shorty got low.
No.
Yeah, Shorty got low with this one. It's bad. It's a bad one.
It's a bad. I mean, this shoe could have been very much saved. And sorry, everyone, we're talking about a Jordan 14 low. It's a women's exclusive.
The red lipstick is the nickname.
Red lipstick, yeah. So it's all black with
Really?
yeah. So they definitely went that route too. The red upper, everything surrounding it, but looks like the tongue and the top of the ankle collar is going to be red for the red lipstick coming through the tube, I guess. This shoe could have been cooler without the speckle, like the fingers across the side. They would have taken the speckles off the midsole. I would have definitely gave the shoe way more respect, but with the speckles, I don't know where they're going with it. That was taken one step too far when it came to details. You didn't have to put that on there.
I don't know how I like the concept of a 14 low, but in this particular shoe, it doesn't work at all. I would like to see more, but yeah, the speckles have kind of thrown off the vibe, and the name alone has kind of soured me for weird reasons, because lipstick?
Yeah.
Really? I know I'm turning into Seth Meyers when I say really again, but yeah, if somebody likes that shoe, go for it. I hope you get that shoe, and I hope you wear the hell out of that shoe.
I do like the hard line underneath the collar of the 14 low. I do not like how the tongue is still high. The tongue is awkward as hell. The bar running across the top of the tongue is also awkward as hell. Always is. Yeah, not for me, man. And if this sounds like hating, Jordan Brand's still going to make $1 billion off of these and do very well. So they don't need our purchase or money for this, but not every brand has slam dunks every time. I definitely don't think this is a slam dunk fall category. Overall.
So what are you guys' top three, if you don't mind me asking? Because we're have to pick through the scraps a little.
Top three for me would definitely be the oh my god, what was that? Hold on. My brain just literally just had a freaking hold on. We're getting there. Oh, there we go. The three. I couldn't think. It was like 3 or 4. There's the Jordan 3, the Racer Blue. I would have to say that Jordan 13, the blue, the obsidian, whatever color. And then the finish it off would have to probably be that electro orange Jordan 1.
Robbie, how about yourself?
I mean, really, the Obsidian 13, the 11, and probably the 12 flip.
Okay. Yeah, I like the the Pollen 1, the Blue 3, because once again, Royal Blue 3, you have me. And then, the Obsidian, because I think it's just a nice, simple shoe. But they're going to make money in spite of themselves, and that's always a great place to be if you can get there. So,
nice, simple shoe for some nice, simple folk.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's our episode today, folks. Let us know what Jordans of this drop you're trying to cop. Interested in some Wu-Tangs or some Racer Blues? Let us know in the comments down below. But thanks for tuning in. I'm Robbie. Make sure you're following at Sneaker History. Gentlemen, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MadWatcher789. Of course, on Sneaker History, and on YouTube at Mike Guillory. Where can you find you, Rohit?
On Twitter, you can find me at Roheezy. On Instagram at RohitM13. And just out and about in the streets of Portland.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great time with whatever you're doing today. Peace.
See ya.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.